Here we are, back at it again. Another episode of the Artistry of Podcast. It is I, your host, Bo Miles, and today we're going to be talking about the lottery. Money, 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 money. Do. Money. Right? So, we hopped on with Esteban on the Bamcast. So, I highly recommend you guys check that out because you can actually see the footage of us actually on camera. Those of you who would like that, man, when I listen, I want to actually see some type of visual representation. So all my visual representation guys, okay, you can catch it on the Bamcast. And I'm gonna figure out I'm gonna find a way. Look, man, stop being lazy, okay? You're already on the couch. You already released the load. Now go ahead. Stop playing a game. Swipe over to YouTube. Type in Esteban. You see it in the title. And go ahead and watch it. For those of you who would like to watch. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and get into the episode. Money, 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 money. Do money.
Let me introduce you to Bo Miles, a unique and likable guy. Everyday life, friends and family makes up the artist's dream.
Down, up, 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 down, up. There we go, and we live. Mo money. Yo, what's up, Bo Miles, aka Patzer? You ready to do this? Do the damn thing?
Oh yeah. Well, look, man, we in here.
We in here, yeah. That's what I wanted to hear, man. We've been planning this one for a while,
huh? yeah. This is the saucy episode.
Yeah, man. So let me tell you what's been going on. So I was listening to a few of the classic Artistry of Bo Miles podcast, and as always, you always pose some really interesting questions. I love that podcast because it makes you think. It makes you think about stuff you otherwise probably wouldn't even have, wouldn't have popped in your head. But yeah, I had gone on a little bit of a bender. I was behind about 3 episodes, so I can't remember exactly which episode it was. But I remember you posing the question of, it wasn't even a question, it was just a statement. You made a broad statement. But no, you were kind of like talking around, along the lines of money and how money, most definitely, in your opinion, changes people. Like, you were talking about how, all these people go around saying, nah, money wouldn't change me, and then you were like, nah, hell no, money's gonna change you. It's most definitely gonna change you, and you went on from there. But it wasn't the main subject of the podcast or anything. But that one really stuck with me, and I kind of wanted to talk about that. It kind of posed, the question that popped in my head was like, you've been seeing what's going on with this lotto lately, right?
Oh yeah, man.
Boy,
somebody hit it.
Yeah, somebody hit it. Damn, I was hoping I wouldn't be here for this podcast today. I'm like, oh man, I came down with something, Patzer. I can't make it. Meanwhile, I won the lotto in the background. But yeah, I was kind of like, let's do a show on not so much earning the money, because when you earn the money, it could take decades for you to get from nothing to being a millionaire, right? So if there is any change, it's going to be so slow, no one's even going to notice it, right? going to be. But what I do find interesting is when you get instant money from, like, let's say, inheritance or winning the lotto. So yeah, the question is, does money change people, and would money change you? So what are your thoughts on that, man?
So yeah, man. Look, man. I feel like a lot of people are delusional when it comes to the reality of situations, right? So we have a teddy bear, right? We have a teddy bear. We give it to our kids. Our kids love it. It's soft and plushy. It cuddles them, and look, they love this teddy bear, right?
Hmm.
But if a real bear comes around, a bear will eat that kid. Like a bear will eat me, you, your family, my family, burp, eat the next family. Like a bear is no joke. But we have these ideas, and that's what money is like. Money, people have these ideas that money is just cute and cuddly, and oh, I love this $1,000,000. But in reality, that $1,000,000, like, it's just going.
Oh yeah, it's gonna devour your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I mean, that definitely is the way money can be, especially when you get it all at once. So, like, I wasn't saying you were wrong or anything. I was just, like, posing a question to myself as well. Like, does it change people? Now, what I think, like, let's say you or me would have won a major lotto, anywhere from 500 million to, like, $1 billion, right? As Dr. Evil would say. I think, I don't know, like, well, for me, personally, I don't know if it would change me at the core, but as far as it changing people, I do think it would change people around me. The people around me, like, for anybody, the people in their circle, if anybody's going to change, it's going to be those motherfuckers. Like, those are the ones you got to watch out for.
But you're right, because the people around you, that's your environment. So environment changes people, right? Environment is what we believe, causes evolution. So yeah, just because of the people around you are changing, then, you will change. But like you said, like at the core, I don't know. Yeah, look, you got to change. You just have to change. And I even posed the statement that even if you accumulated it over time, even if you accumulated it over, let's say 2 years, right?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 10 years, like you're going to change because you have to change. You can't be the same.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely would change too if you earned it. It's just, I think the progression would be slower because it wouldn't come in all at once in one big chunk. So that's why I was saying that. As far as me, like, I don't know if it would definitely change me because, like, one of the things I hear is people are like, oh, you're gonna start having different tastes. You're gonna start having this and that. You're gonna want that wine island like Johnny Depp has. Like, I mean, I don't know about all that. Like, so, like, for me, like, even when I've been at my best, like, I had a 3-year stint when I was, like, really heavy into the whole movie thing, doing the VFX and animation and, all that type of stuff, when it hit at the biggest, right? It didn't really change me in any way, shape, or form outside of becoming probably nicer. Like, I was probably a little bit more giving, but not to the point of being stupid with it, a little bit more empathetic. But I wasn't necessarily, like, when people say you change, a lot of times, or at least in my mind, sometimes people change for the worst. But I kind of went the opposite direction. And the reason I say it was like a big change is because I was making, like, I don't know, 5 to 10 times more than what I normally make. So it was a big difference within 2 or 3 years. So, I mean, I didn't really see any definite change, I still hung out with the same people I hung out with. I still spoke. There were some people, and I'll tell you about who they are later, but you might know them or, basically, some of them, like, when I came back to town, they thought I wasn't going to talk to them no more, because I was working on some big projects. I guess they don't know how much money you make or you don't. Like, it's not lottery money, but, they just thought something within me, in my core, was going to change. So they were like, I saw this one dude I went to go watch a UFC fight at one of my buddy's house. And then one of my friends that I hadn't seen in years was there. And, we used to be big gamers together and stuff. And he kind of didn't know how to approach me. And I was like, what's going on, man? Like, I could tell there was a weird air about him, And then he started bringing up the fact about this and that. And I was like, nah, man, you thought I was going to forget you, huh? You thought I was going to forget about it. And he was like, yeah, kind of. Like, nah, man, we're the same. We the same people we were, back in early 2000s when we used to hang out. And everything just went back to normal. He started talking shit to my face like all the time, and and didn't let it go to my head from there. But you know what I'm saying? Like that didn't change me. Now again, it wasn't $1 billion.
Yeah, but I don't think that we all change in the same way because money is like a catalyst. So it's only going to enhance whatever you already are. So even if, because a lot of people, they might be dicks, right? They might be assholes, but they don't have, let's say they don't have the power to be assholes to whoever they're around. So then they're assholes to their nephew or they're assholes to their niece. People that they deem that are under them. Usually kids, is getting the brunt of their of their cock,
Yeah.
But it's like, look, if you're a good person, when you get $1 billion, you're still going to be a good person, right? But you're going to be, but you're going to definitely be a little bit different, You're definitely going to be different. But
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know how extreme you meant these changes were going to be because so I watch a lot of, lottery winning type, content, what happens when they win, what type of changes they go through. And I hear that 70% of lotto winners lose it within 7 years. That's 70%, man. That's crazy. That means that a lot of people are going out there doing some, out of their mind spending that they probably wouldn't have done before because they were so frugal. And I think that goes straight out the window. Like for me, I used to be real big into cars and stuff. And I know you're like a car guy, right? You like fancy S cars and going to car shows.
everything,
Yeah. So you like doing that. I'd probably buy myself couple of fancy cars, but I think after that it would stop. And I definitely wouldn't get into I noticed that when people get a lot of money like that, they're like, oh, all of a sudden they want to be a man of the sea. They want to be like buying yachts and shit, and and talking about the ocean life. And I don't like the ocean now. I doubt because I had money I'd want to buy a couple of yachts and this and that. Now I might, for me, I keep up with what stuff costs to maintain. So it's way worse to buy an RV, like a big tour bus and a yacht than just to rent the shit when you need it. So rent it, buy it's gone. I don't need to have it to show off. So I just think I would still be kind of frugal in a sense.
All right. So how much are we talking? Let's give an amount. How much are we winning right now?
Well, I think the $1 billion one is so far fetched, that happened so little. And if we just go with $1 million is not the same as it used to be back in the 80s, or earlier than that. So that's too little.
You want to go with $1 million or you want to go with 10 million?
Let's talk $1 million first, and then we'll talk 500 million.
All right. Okay. So $1 million, we have $1 million. All right. Now, what are you going to do? What's the first thing you're going to do? And then I'm going to tell you the first thing that I'm going to do. And then we can just start subtracting and see where we are.
Once all the taxes and all the paperwork's been done, and all the hooplas happen, all that. Once all that's out the way,
around, I would say around 400 to 500,000. What are you going to give yourself after that $1 million? Taxes and
let's just say you got the $1 million. You got more than $1 million, and it came out to $1 million. That's what you got to take home.
So we got $1 million to take home. What you doing?
So once I've hired my tax advisors, because I don't want to I want to be straight there. Once I've done that type of responsible type spending,
the government they take your tax. Look, they take the taxes out now. So
no, I know, but you want to make sure you're doing everything on the up and up, right? You want to make sure you have somebody that is, because some people forget, hey, you buying all these properties, again, there's maintenance fees. You got to pay these taxes on these properties, on this and that at the end of the year. After I've worked all that out, with $1 million, it's not much. One of the first things you're going to want to do is invest that money back into something. This is far different for what I would do if I had $500 million, but I would immediately try to find something that I trust to invest it in. But again, that's the first thing. What would you do?
All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do, all right, I got $1 million in cash. I'm gonna deposit it in
Okay.
my right. So this is day one. I'm not going to. I'm not telling nobody.
Oh yeah, that's part of it. In some states, you
Deposit.
cannot stay anonymous.
Yeah,
Texas, you
I know.
can. I don't know where you're from. Can you stay anonymous where you're from, or you don't know?
But even you can do mask. You can wear your COVID mask, right?
Ooh.
You can wear a hat and a mask. Now they have your name, but look, it's you really are not aware of how many people have your name.
Mhm.
Like you think that look, I'm the only person that I know have my name, but there's quite a few people with your name.
Mhm.
So when you come in there with your COVID mask, your hat, I mean, look, hey, it wasn't me.
Dog, if they make me like where you're like, no, you have to make an appearance because this or that, or you don't get the money. I'm wearing a gimp mask with the zipper in the front, on the mouth, and everything, dog. Like that way, one, they think you're a freak, and two, they might not even want you on TV. But
Right.
three, you get to protect your identity, right? I'm wearing that shit.
You can use the reality show techniques whenever they doing reality shows and they don't want people to record the conversation, they just upload a lot of profanity. So if you say a lot of profanity to where it's they're just beeping out too much, then they won't even use that footage.
Okay,
So
go. That's and you got all the strats. But go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you. But
no,
what
no,
would you
no,
do?
you're good. So I'm not telling anybody. I'm putting it in the bank, and because I only have 1 million, then I'm going to pay like my student loans. My student loans, I would say, let's estimate it around 60,000. So that's what we subtracting from me. So we got 60,000, and then I'm just gonna wait. I'm just going to just go about my everyday life as if
Yeah.
I didn't even win. You know, So I got the student debt off of me, and then let's just give another 10. No, let's give 20. So now we're down 80,000 for me. So 20 is going for credit card and other just miscellaneous things. So and at that point, boom, now I'm just going to enhance my life. So whatever I'm making, I'm just going to probably take I would say I'll probably spend maybe $5,000 to $10,000 a month for a couple months.
Yeah. Get that out of your system.
Well, it's already out. That's just going to be just if I want to give to people, just you just never know. But for me, that's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna be able to just kind of just relax and chill.
No, yeah, I like it. Like I didn't like. I guess I was thinking more about what I do as far as one of my big moves. But yeah, I would definitely, like you said, number one thing would be all the debt, student loans, credit cards, whatever it is you got to pay off that burdens you month to month. Get that off of you. And for only getting $1 million, then I would definitely still be working.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely still be working. Definitely, like you said, enhance a few people's lives just a little bit. You can't do that much with 1 million only, right? But at some point, I would invest in something, and it would be something that I could get out of easily, where there wasn't too much, on the back end. As far as like, I gotta have so much capital to keep this thing running, because you can lose it all real quick. I've seen lottery winners like around where they won 1 million, 2 million, and they invest in like their own restaurant, but they have no restaurant experience. And I think the lady went out of business within 2 years and was like $500,000 in debt or something crazy like that. She was worse than when she started off. That's what scares me off. So I'd want something maybe like land and like houses and stuff. Something that there's no real upkeep outside of like the taxes at the end of the year, and you can flip hopefully and make more money, stuff like that. Um,
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, with the million, I would just keep going on just as what I'm doing now. I would look out for small business ventures
mhm.
like landscaping, like cutting
Ooh,
grass. And so what I would do what I would do, because I only have $1 million, I would get a couple, like, so I have maybe a couple guys. I would say I have one. So I have one guy I would just pay. So he would do all the work, right?
Yeah.
I would get the equipment and he would go out cutting grass and,
No, that's great.
building. So I would just build, like, I would do small businesses like that, car wash, something small, like where, like you said, I don't want to be in there where it's, I'm coming out with $200,000 worth of debt.
Yeah. Like power washing is a good one. Pool cleaning is a good one. Stuff where it's a low cost of entry, and you can expand it as you feel that it grows. You can expand it depending on what it is that you need. So, like you said, mowing lawns and gardening, stuff like that. Car washing cars, and what was another one? Pool cleaning.
Box truck.
Box truck,
and then you can move. You can have your friends or whoever, move.
Yeah, movers
around and stuff. So, small things like that. I wouldn't jump in and buy like a brick and mortar place just yet.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea because it's mobile. All of that can be mobile and moved. And you can run most of it out of your. Well, I wouldn't say your house. You'd have some money to build like a shed behind your house or something.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's all really good because you can get in and out as you need, and people always need that type of stuff. It's always in demand, no matter if the depression hits or business is booming. They always need it, rich and poor.
You mentioned this. Legal crack is sugar, okay? Like, so I'm gonna have to get into the sugar game, okay? Like, look, I need some people baking cookies. I need some treats. I need some apple pies. I need some ice cream. Like, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to sell that stuff because that's legal. That's legal crack. People are addicted to sugar. No matter what, if it's good, people gonna buy it and they're gonna want it, So I'm gonna have to do that, But at the ground roots, I can't buy a building just yet, you know.
Yeah, you smart. Yeah, my little sister does that. Man, she makes a killing. She does that out of her own little kitchen. She just got her own little stickers printed out, and she makes some money, man.
Yeah, man. Look, man, people are addicted to sugar, so
Okay, let's move on up then. So that's what we would do at $1 million. We pretty much stay almost the same, right? A little bit more comfortable, and hopefully we make some money off of it. Now, what are we talking about when we're talking about 500 million? and and above? Man, I just saw your soul change.
Yes, exactly.
Yo, David says sugar is murder. It is. But I know you on the uptick with the whole sugar kick. David, that's good, man. I know that you've been working out and getting your body in shape, getting all toned up.
What up, David? That's the man.
Yeah, I'm proud of him. But yeah, let's talk about $500 million and up. What will we do?
Boom. Look, go ahead. You're at the helm. You batters up. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Who, for me?
Yeah.
So for me, I'd be on the opposite end of the spectrum. After we did all the closing out our debts and this and that and helping out, the really close people. 'Cause I'm not going to help out everybody. I'm telling you, you can't help out every single, because people are going to be coming out the woodworks, hunting your ass down, right? I can't help everybody, but I'm going to help who I can when I can. After all that's out of the way, I'm probably not invested in shit because here's the thing. I mean, I would, it'd still be, stuff that I can get in and out of, but that wouldn't be my main priority in life anymore. It's kind of like I worked my whole life to try to get $1 million, and that shit ain't happening anytime soon. Now, right? At $500 million and above, how much more money do you need? Like, how much more money are you trying to make? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to be Elon Musk and this and that. Like, I just want to. So for me, I've never chased like money. It's never been it doesn't drive me when it comes to, like, let's say a job. What drives me is I have to be able to wake up in the morning every day, and I have to at least not dread it. If I can't love it, I cannot be dreading it. So for me to be like in big money and investing in all this stuff that I'm gonna be worried about constantly and like have this fucking like ball in the back of my neck just stressing over like, where's the money going? What's coming? I can't do it. I'm probably not investing in shit. Like nothing big, nothing major. I ain't gonna be opening up a Tesla and my, investing in opening up my own and running, Tesla type company in my neck of the woods. What about you, man?
All right, so with 500 million, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
500 million, now we're talking about generational wealth, you know? So with that type of money now, I'm thinking about, my grandkids. I want to set something up so that they can, be okay, right? Because clearly I'm going to be all right with
Yeah.
my life. It's not like I want, half of, $250 million anything. I don't want anything that's going to cost half of what I have, So yeah, so now it's really about getting, my kids in the best schools and really being there to support whatever they're trying to do. But yeah, I think with that type of money, I'm going to probably try to get into like producing as far as Hollywood or, creating my own Hollywood, my own entertainment platform.
I saw that for you too, and when I was thinking about what is something Patrick would say, and I knew producing something, because this man, dude, the way he produces videos, music, podcasts, books, he has his hand and his foot and everything. Hey, Patrick, can you turn yourself up just a smidge on the volume?
Let's come up a little bit.
I saw that for you. This dude writing movie scripts. This dude, he's a producer. He is definitely a producer.
Yeah, man. I love storytelling, and just I think everybody, we go to movies when we were little, and it was just so impactful. When you see whatever movie, Disney, horror, it doesn't matter what the movie is. But yeah, I would definitely like to provide that experience for somebody, So
yeah. So see, I wouldn't do that anymore. So when I first started, I've worked in the whole movie business, and this and that. When I first started, I was like, man, I can't wait till I come on up. I'm gonna be producing all my, if I ever get money, I'm gonna be producing all my own projects. I'm gonna be producing my buddies' projects. I want to make a small little video game company, man. As far as like investing in that type of stuff, I'm sorry, I ain't doing it because I've seen it fail over and over. Like for me, especially video games, I've seen that. Like even when you produce a good game, there's this baseball player came into a ton of money. He's a professional baseball player. He produced and made his own company called I forget what the company was called, but he produced Kingdoms of Amalur, right? Big game. I mean, everyone who played it has always put it like at one of their top, top shelf games, out of top 5 maybe. And people they bought it. They did everything they had to do, but for whatever reason, he went bankrupt. For whatever reason, it sold. It was people wanted sequels. For whatever reason, it didn't make it. And then as far as the movie business, I've seen a lot of movies just they're just hemorrhaging money. They're just hemorrhaging money behind the scenes. And even if they do make a ton of money, they barely made any profit, or it ended them. It's like, okay, I made some, but I'm pulling out. I'm just kind of scared to get my foot into that realm, just because I've seen how it hemorrhages money.
Yeah. Now, see, I would still take my my $1 million approach. So I'm doing YouTube.
Got you.
So yeah, all of my production is going on YouTube, and it's it's just finding a group of guys. Let's say it's a group of teenagers, 15 to 18. They're already doing some stuff. Boom. Look, let's give them 10,000, right? So now I'm spending about $30,000 on a project, just to kind of see all right, let's see, what is it doing? How is it doing? How is it growing? How are the people responding? So that's really my approach. So, I'm still, remember when I was on 1 million, I would say I would spend $10,000 a year, to try to get some, those little small businesses. But at 500 million, I would do 10,000. I would do around 10 to 30,000 a month, trying to, just start little small YouTube projects and just kind of seeing how they go. So that's what I would do. I wouldn't be. It wouldn't be nothing, big. Like,
Yeah, and unless it became that way, then you'd just keep going, right? I mean, you're a smart businessman, so I mean, I know what you're talking about. So yeah, if you're someone like you, I would trust to do it because you closely monitor everything. You watch for signs. You watch, you look up stuff. You research. You kind of like you're not just going in there blind. So for someone like you, I would trust to do that. Me to a certain extent, yeah, but I also will be like, what's going on in Las Vegas right now?
right? I'm with you too. Like, a part of me is like that too, where
Yeah.
I value my time, so I'm not
Yeah.
trying to bog myself down. And like you said, now you got
Yeah, that's. Oh, sorry. That's the winning approach, man. Like that for me. The reason. So when it comes to 500 million and up, the reason I'm like kind of like I'm not investing in much, at all, is because my time. I value it so much now, which is the reason that I'm not just constantly chasing money. As long as I'm making what I need to make and a little bit extra, I'm happy. I ain't gotta be, a millionaire. So I think if I was ever to win that type of money, I would have the same approach to life because now I have more access to things. I can go do more stuff. I can take my family to do stuff. Yeah, I want to set up my, grandchildren and great grandchildren, but the rest of you after that, y'all fucked. I'm sorry. I don't know y'all. Great, Grandpa Bam. He tried, but somebody messed it up. It was my kids.
right.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm with you because I just you talking about that. It reminds me of a story about a lottery winner. He was 18 and he won, a few hundred million. Maybe he won like 200 or 300 million.
Mm-hmm.
And he was trying to get film like his filming like animation projects. So he dumped a lot of money into those animation projects. And none of them took off. None of them went anywhere, right? So he just pretty much wasted all of that money. And now I think they said he has around maybe a couple 100,000, and he plays the lottery the lottery every day. Like
Yeah.
hoping and waiting for it again. He's
That's crazy too. Like, were those animations successful, or they just kind of didn't make no money?
Nah. If they were successful, we would know his name, and we would know his work.
He'd be on the podcast right now. That's crazy though. Like the Castlevania. Did you ever see the Castlevania animation on Netflix?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's awesome. You could tell they put love into that thing. Animation on the animation side, the content, the story, the voice acting. It's great, right? It has its own style. I mean, it's just great, right? Anyway, after the first season, it almost got shit canned because it just cost way too much to produce. Like, because they set the bar so high. I think it's just costing them way too much. Even though everyone that watched it pretty much was like, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. So that's what scares me. That type of stuff.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah. Let's go into some things here. So here's some things that I found that people that win the lottery or come into big money like that don't really tend to talk about or tell you. And this type of stuff does scare me. So like, apparently, they say your friends are going to change, and that is because, let's say you want to go on a vacation, this and that, like, yeah, after the initial, like, hey, everybody, let's go to Disney, let's take my entire family, that type of stuff is all done and said, like, 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, whatever, 10 years down the line, after a while, you're going to be like, I'm going on vacation on a Tuesday, hey, who wants to come with me? And they're going to be like, I ain't got that kind of money, and I got to work. I can't just bail whenever I want to, you know what I'm saying? So they're saying because of that, a lot of your friends change. Like, they either don't support it, they can't be there for you even if they want to, but they say it's, keeping the same friends becomes really hard. So they say either you have to constantly always pay for their vacation, pay their way, or you have to make new rich friends that can keep up at your pace.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Because I hit a few buttons on my.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. Yeah. You definitely gonna need some rich friends. We just gotta keep it real. Look, man, you can't be in the NBA and still playing around with the middle school basketball league. Like, look, man. This is not gonna work. Okay, so yeah, and see the type of person that I am, I wouldn't mind like my best friend. Like, yo, I'm paying for him. You know,
Hmm.
I'm paying for him. Like, yo, wherever I go, I want him with me, and I'm going to take him. Like, yo, you know, if he tell me, yo, man, I'm making 50,000 a year. You know, if he tell me like, yo, the job is in the way. Look, man, I can help you try to start up your own thing, so that way you can come. You know, so
Oh
like
yeah.
do that. So what's going to happen is whoever is third or fourth or fifth down the line, you know, they're going to be mad, man. Okay.
Salty King player David's gonna be mad over here. All these guys in the chat, they're gonna be pissed off. But yeah, no, that's good, man. What you're doing for your buddy there. If you were to like set him up as far as giving him some kind of business to where now it pays his, he can pay his own way, that's
Right,
actually better because you're gifting him not only money but you're gifting him freedom.
right.
So,
At least the chance, because look, he could be like that failed
ooh.
animated director that we was talking about. He just failing with my money, you know, like nah.
Yeah. I'm just scared to make new rich friends because some of these rich folks they be having some wild ass ideas, and I've seen some friends go from having nothing into having money. You know, and
That
they're not millionaires, nothing, but I've definitely seen a change in them to where it's kind of like we was all struggling, and then they made some money, and now they want to burn the bridge. They're like, ain't none of y'all coming over here. Like all of a sudden, everything they used to say, all the empathy they used to have for people of a certain class. Now they're kind of like fuck them. Like yeah, I've made it. I don't like that kind of attitude. Like I don't like that kind of change. And I've seen that in some rich folks or people that believe that they're rich.
a lot of
Uh,
people are afraid. They're afraid. Like, so if you get money, right? You become a millionaire. You say like, yo, man, we going to Vegas, right? A lot of people, they are afraid of that. They're like, man, well, I mean, what you want to take me to Vegas for? You know, like, so you get that, man. You get that. Like, people are afraid of money and afraid of opportunity. You know, so like, all right, let's say, you know, I'm giving, I give a couple friends some, some luxury cars, right? And we're staying around like 80, 70, $80,000 cars, right? What he giving them cars for? You know, what do they got to do for those cars? So, you know, a lot of people cancel themselves out. So you don't even have to really even worry about it.
okay, I hear you on that. Okay, yeah, I didn't think about that.
You know, they're like, man, I don't know what he, I ain't going to Cancun. What do you want to get me out the country for? You know, so
Mm, yeah, they've become so complacent. They're just scared of doing anything outside of their comfort zone.
right. That type of stuff scares them, you
Hmm.
know. And or let's say because now you got 500 million, like yo, you going to know you're with 500 million, and you're going to know rich and famous people. Like you're gonna have like Tom Hanks, you have him at your disposal. Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, what who you want? You feel me? Rihanna, like all everybody gonna be.
See, you think that though, but here's one thing I found out as far as like stuff that lottery winners won't tell you. What I heard is like, let's say you win that money, right? You rich until you come upon the truly wealthy. Now what happens there is like you become the poorest guy in the room, and they're kind of like push you to the side. Who's this peasant? And it makes them feel bad, you know. So I don't know. Would we be hanging out with Rihanna and Tom Hanks?
Yeah, look at YouTubers, right? YouTubers
Hmm.
are like so for every million views you make around two to $6,000, right? For
Okay.
every million views on YouTube, right? And now it depends based on the channel that you do, right? So
Yeah.
if you do real estate and finance, you're gonna make more. You're gonna make more than that, right? So those guys are meeting, they're hanging out with these rich and famous people. And they're not even look, you're only making let's say you're making 10 to 20, some of them making like $30,000 a month, right?
Hmm.
Which is good, like, for us,
Hmm.
but, for Brad Pitt, but these guys are meeting Brad Pitt and Jared
Right.
Leto, right? Like I know guys who know them, right? Like my little brother, like he's hanging around with NBA basketball players, like so. Yeah, man. 500 million is going to take you a long way.
You're right. You're right. You're right. I didn't think about that because, like, let's say somebody like the angry video game nerd. He, like you said, he's not making that type of money, like 500 million, but he's pretty rich. He's pretty up there. as far as YouTubers, and he's hanging out with like Macaulay Culkin and like who's the Gilbert Godfrey, people like that. The Paul brothers, that's a good example. Who aren't they hanging around with?
Exactly.
The guy who created Minecraft, Notch, that guy's a douchebag, by the way. But he was having celebrity parties at his crib. I want to say nightly or every other night. So you're right, they were all famous people too.
Yeah, man. Because look, they all want to stay relevant, right?
Yeah.
No matter whoever we named, right? It doesn't matter. Like whoever's gonna play the in Black Panther 2, whoever's gonna be the lead, whoever that is, right? If the movie is a hit and is all good, right, and it overpasses the first one, right? Even if it's a girl, it doesn't matter who they're gonna put in the costume, right? 5, I would say, look, man, really, 2 months after that film comes out, they need the next film. So like, all right, okay, you got pimped on that Black Panther 2, no matter who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not the guy. I can't think of the guy who did T'Challa, right? But you're not him. So so this is your first movie. So your leverage don't come until the next one, until Black Panther 3.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman, I think. Yeah, that was his name.
R.I.P. But my whole point is like, look, you're a big star for those 2 months, but after that, it's like, all right, what you got? What's next? So that's what all of those, that's fame. Fame is always about what's next.
That's the relevancy angle you were talking about. Yeah. That's a good take on it. So one of the things they don't tell you, lottery winners don't always tell you either, is the impulse purchases they make, and not thinking about the long-term implications. Now this kissing the guns. Now this goes into what I was talking about, where people were like, "I'm gonna buy this yacht. I'm gonna buy this 2 or 3 mansions. I'm gonna buy it," but they don't think about all the long-term, the upkeep, the maintenance costs, the bills that's gonna come out of this, the the end-of-year taxes, stuff like that. So that's where they get caught up, and that's why 70% of lottery winners end up losing that shit.
Yeah, man. Like, look, I'm definitely, I don't want that much, but yeah, I could definitely see myself, blowing $1 million. Especially if I got 500. Look, man, this is safe to say I'm gonna blow 10. I'm gonna blow 10 million. On family alone. Look, man, if I got 500 million on family alone, I'm gonna blow 100 million on family alone. You feel me? Like, little brother, my cousins, like my close cousins, like I'm giving them all, like I'm getting 5 to 10 million.
Ooh.
So I already know. So yeah, I'm gonna blow 100 million. So that's
What's gonna be your hooker and blow budget per month?
Look, man, because like that teddy bear analogy that I said, I don't know what is that upper level of of ecstasy. Look, at that point, I'm like the guy off of 300. I'm like, oh, father, you were wrong, mother, you were wrong. So I'm like him. With 500 million, I'm like him. So
it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary what you could. I've seen so many stories of people getting addicted to all these substances that either they were kind of struggling with before, or they didn't even have a habit for until they got that money and they fucking snorted it all. Snorted all that money off a hooker's butthole, basically.
Yeah. Now, see, I don't see myself snorting cocaine or doing anything like that. That which I'm not against, because some of our listeners, that's what they're on. So I'm not saying that that's an issue. I'm just saying that I don't do it now. So so that's not something I'm gonna But I would try like ayahuasca and like some of this. Like I would definitely try some of those things and go on some of those little those trips. And tent is like 300 rich people. I'm gonna definitely be one of them with $500 million.
Yeah, man. I don't know if I'd go. I think what I would do is I would look into some substances or medicines or techniques that would help me, like health wise. I'd get into some stuff that I can't necessarily afford now. I'm trying to get my hair back, boy. I'm trying to get this line fresh again. Jesus, I'm telling you. Anyways, so I would look into something like that, and I would look into like recently I found this. So I've had really bad because of all the movies that I worked on, all the visual effects and computer work. Fuck this wrist up, this right one. I haven't even been able to work out for the longest time because I can't even hold a dumbbell. Like I can't grip it. But recently I found out about this moringa powder, and everyone like I've always been taking stuff, but it takes like months before the shit kicks in, you know. And even then, it's not perfect. Dog, now I can fucking tut and do all kinds of shit. Look at this snake style over here. Look at this. How are you gonna be a lay player and not be able to do snake style? But no, I can like pick up. I can crush my fist again. Like I can't. Like I wasn't able to hit the heavy bag or nothing forever because I couldn't crush my wrist. So stuff like that. I look into stuff that would make me a more healthy person and my family. You know. So yeah, and maybe a little bit of crack. But you know. All right. So do you think your taste would change, man? Like the stuff you're into now, or you'd pick up new habits or whatever?
Oh yeah. It's changing. Okay. Like look, man. It's changing. So Tekken, I know I'm gonna like the core stuff is still gonna be the same, right? I'm still gonna play Tekken, right? But like I might start playing golf, which I don't play now. Like I don't play golf, right?
I can't respect golfers, I'm not even gonna lie.
I might start playing like what's the game? What's the one where they ride horses and they gotta like
Polo?
Yeah, I might look, man. I might see. Look, man. I might be natural, you know. Like so.
I'd get into some new sports too. Like it was not even new. I'd just be able to afford them. Like I'd want to do like jujitsu for me and a bunch of my family members. Like and be able to like afford the shit. You know, no problem. Right. So stuff like that I would do. I would definitely that would be like a new interest as far as like being able to actually participate in it. Stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be out there playing tennis. You feel me? Like yo, man, I'm not gonna be out there on the tennis court. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick up some things, and I already know like just the food. The core is gonna be the same. So like I don't like medium rare and rare. Like I don't like that, and I know that a lot of wealthy people like they like they like that rare. Like that's like a sign of wealth. How rare you like. Look, just kill it, and I'm gonna eat it right now. You feel me? Like,
man, this man likes his steak burnt to crisp.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. I like it. Look, man, I'm super poor. You feel me?
I have the rich man mentality. I like it medium. I've had it rare before, but I at least got to get it medium.
Yeah, man. Look, I think I told this story before on the podcast at some point in my life, but when I was in New York, I went to Lucille's, which is one of BB King's restaurants. So and so I'm up there, and they had this burger. It was like a cheeseburger, and I want to say it was around $25 to $50. And I got this burger, and man, it was huge. And I went to bite into it, man, and it was rare. I mean, it was like, oh my God. And so I'm and I bite into me, and the blood is like flowing down my cheeks. I'm like Dracula out here.
Holy shit.
This is nasty. I mean, the texture of the meat is horrible, but you have all of these people in there, and I'm like, so I had to eat it. I had to keep eating the burger. It's so fucking nasty, man.
That is pretty fucking gross.
That's 45%. I had to tap out like, yo, man, my Dracula days are over. Like, look, man. So,
that is pretty gross. I doubt I could do that.
They didn't even ask me though. They didn't even ask. You want it medium? You want it rare? You want it well? Like, yo, they just like, look, man.
I mean, it was a $50 burger. They assumed you had a delicate palate where you want your stuff.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Checking the chat over here. David says, "Damn, I still gotta have mine breathing. Like his has to be so rare that shit's still breathing and pulsating. I don't know about all that. He's a $50 burger eater.
Yeah. He would have loved it, man. He would have loved it. Some, like I said, man, like, so that the core of that, far as my palate changing, that's not going to change, but I'm definitely going to try, like, like, all right, like I've never had, and like I got this from my friends and my wife, filet mignon. Like I've never had it
Mm,
myself, but I've paid for it.
nice.
But, with 500 million, look, I'm gonna eat it myself, like, look,
Yeah.
and try this now, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna.
So I think going along the same lines as that and some of the stuff I said earlier when I was talking about health and like the palate changing. You know what I would do if I had that kind of scratch? I would definitely hire a nutritionist
Oh yeah,
because that way I can. I bet you a lot of the stuff that most of us, the reason we feel bad and this and that is because we just eaten. Even if you're eating clean, in our opinion, you can always do better.
yeah.
And me and my wife for about 2 years, we did the whole vegan-esque vegetarian type deal, and she cooked some badass shit, like some jackfruit. What is it? So you got pulled pork sandwiches. Well, she found a recipe where you can make it out of jackfruit, and you could not tell the difference, dude. It was so good, and after you felt light. You didn't get the itis. There was no the itis. None of that would hit. You felt good. You felt like getting up and going out and running after, and stuff like that. After a while, though, after 2 years, you could tell that we weren't exactly doing it right. One of the benefits that you did get is in the mornings when you wake up, you wouldn't have any pain. You wouldn't be sore. My joints wouldn't hurt. You had more energy. It was easier to stay awake. You're a little bit more focused here. But after a while, what we did find is, like, at least for me, I was losing a ton of muscle mass, and I was skinny, but it was becoming like flappy, like floppy, like there was no enough protein. And
Oh,
I'm thinking a lot of what I heard is you can get all the same proteins from fruit, vegetables, and eating that way as you can from meat. But the problem is we didn't have a nutritionist, so we weren't exactly doing it right. We probably weren't supplementing right. So eventually we got out of it, but we did continue to still eat healthier. Instead of being like damn near getting gout, eating meat all the time and all this unhealthy sugars and all this processed food, we kind of met somewhere in the middle. So,
nah, man, that's solid. Yeah, I would definitely. I didn't think of that, but yeah, I would definitely do that. Like that and a personal trainer.
mm,
So, but I'm looking, but again, I'm looking on the up and coming scale. So I'm not checking with whoever is the number one personal trainer or whoever. Nah. I want to get the guy who's trying to be a personal trainer.
mm-hmm.
Look, pull him in, see what he's doing, and if it's not working, like, look, man, you're gonna have to practice on somebody else. So
And is that like a money saving strat?
yeah, it's just the way I'm not blowing my money because people. One thing that Dr. Dre said, and it just stuck with me, right? He said, just as hard as you make money, you have people working 10 times as hard to take that money. So it doesn't matter if I won the 500 million. There's going to be people that are trying to take 500 million, so you got to be careful with everybody, you just really do. So you got to really be careful about who you accept in your life, so that's why, like, it's going to be important that people not know, like, nobody, like, even when I give, when I give away that 100 million, they're not going to know that I won the lottery. Like, I'm going to have to
Yeah.
just one crack. Look, man, I got to connect. We robbed the bank. Like, look, I'm going to tell you whatever I need to tell you, but I'm not telling you that I won the lottery. Like, I can't tell you that. Look, so this way, what you're going to get is a lot of people not going to want the money. Look, man, you had a big score. I robbed the bank. Look, I got $1 million for you. A lot of people gonna be like, nah, man, I don't want it. You sure?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want that. Okay, you sure?
They ain't trying to pick up that Scarface money.
Yep, exactly. But look, man. So then they like, man, they like, man, Bo doing all of this stuff. Yeah, man, he robbed a bank. So yeah, man.
That's a really good excuse. I think I'd have to move, man. Like the first thing I would do is move. I'd say I got a new job, doing this or that. I don't want to say what I would say because I don't want to give it away in case it ever happens. But I would definitely all of a sudden have a new job in a new area. Let's say that. I already told my wife too what our excuse is going to be. But all of a sudden, and like you said, I wouldn't just drop it on them. They wouldn't know until maybe 10 years down the line. At least a good 5.
Right,
And that's
right.
only the closest ones to me.
Yeah. Because, by that time, think about it. If you find out tomorrow that your friend hit the old biggest jackpot, whatever that was, 1.5 billion, that was what, maybe 10, 15 years ago. You like, oh, all right, man. So if they tell you, yeah, I hit it, but man, I blew it all, I'm like, well, I'm part of that 70%. It's like, oh, all right, man. Hey, he's a part of that 70%, right? But if you won today, they coming after you like,
Yeah.
Freaking World War Z out there, man.
Holy shit. Yeah, you got to protect yourself at all times. One of the things you said earlier kind of brought me to this question. Well, it's not a question. It's a thing that happens. So one of the things that would be annoying, and one of the reasons I would move, is because people, when they know that you won like that or came into money, inheritance-wise, or lottery, and it's a ton of money, they're gonna keep hitting you up with these like annoying money questions, like where do you keep the money? What do you spend it on? How much do you got left? They want to know like every dime that you're investing and when and where. Like, man, those type of people I have to cut out my life if you keep that shit up,
Yeah, man. You definitely gonna have people like that, and I don't know if this is one of your questions or things that we're gonna cover, but people are gonna have all types of medical problems. My mom is in the hospital. She needs a new kidney, she needs a new heart. Now everybody needing new limbs, and look, man, it's this experimental HIV medicine that I need. Look, I didn't know you had HIV. Like,
They're like,
all this time, like, yo, man, don't be try to hug me raw dogging like that.
they're like, I don't, but I ain't trying to be careful no more. So,
so yeah, man. Like, yeah, you definitely, like I said, people definitely going to change. People are going to change. That's what's going to force you. You're going to have to adjust. You can't keep getting hit with the same old strats. Look, man, I know how to beat Bam. Only thing you got to do is go low, low, high, low, low, high. Oh man, you can't do it.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, the other thing they're gonna hit you with that I heard is that people will be like, "Oh, hey, I'm trying to put my kid through medical school. I'm trying to is he my son? Did we make him together? Because if not, he ain't going to medical school. Like, I can help you a smidge, but I ain't gonna, pay your way or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's too many people out there. Like, if it was the only person I knew, this is my only buddy, and this is my best buddy, and maybe. But you're going to have 50 other families coming after you too. Not people, them and their families. So yeah, that's what you got to be careful of.
That's why, like I told you, I'm gonna spend 100 million. If I get 500, so that means I would have won that previous, what was it, 1.2, and he got 7 million. So, but yeah, with 500 million, I'm gonna spend 100 million on family and friends.
Yeah.
As now, like I said, after that, like, look, I don't have anything, and like I told you, I robbed the bank, so a lot of people not even going to take the money because they like, man, I'm not trying to be an accessory,
Man, running with the cartel, I would not want that money. I don't want it.
Exactly. I don't even know nobody in the cartel. I'm gonna tell people, look, man, I got this from the cartel, so take this at your own risk. So
that's the best strat, I think. That's the best strat.
Yeah. Oh man, I ain't. Look, they like, yo, man, my son, I'm trying to put him through medical school. All right, man, I got a little connect with the cartel. They'll take it, but they might want a favor, so
they're gonna want some protection payments.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, you got any kind of questions or statements you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, my main thing would be like the people, like some of the stories. So there was this guy, Orlando, I think was his name, and he won the lottery. And his his financial advisor, she swindled him out of all of his money and killed him.
Oh yeah, I think.
And then buried his bones in the garage concrete, like the. Yeah,
in the foundation, like in the
foundation, So that one, and recently, it was a woman who won. She won a big lottery in North Carolina, and she was, so it was like maybe a year or two ago. It was like maybe a year, so a year or two ago, and she was just on the news. Her pastor swindled her out of millions of dollars. So I think she don't have nothing. The pastor took all that money.
He was doing God's work.
Hey, man, look.
I seen that too. That's why you got to be careful who you got in your circles, because same thing happened. Lady one, she was single. She was just her, and her best friend was like, "Let me do your financial. I'll be your financial advisor. I'll be this and that for her." Well, she was running that scam where you take a little bit at a time. You're like moving her money. You're paying this and that for her. You're telling her where to invest, but you're always taking a little cut. And she did it to the point of taking all the money.
Because people get jealous, and this is, like your friends and family will get jealous. I remember me and my cousin. This is my cousin. I don't think I cried over him on my podcast, but he's still I would cry over him. So he murdered his girlfriend and her boyfriend or whatever, right? So this was like last year. He murdered them, and then he went on a run, and they caught him, right? So he's in jail now. When we were young, we was like 11, and he's younger than me, right? So I'm probably around 12, and he's probably like 10 or 11, and we were both trying to talk to this girl. She looked like Janet Jackson. Her name was Nicole, right? And she was so beautiful. I swear I can remember her.
Nicole Jackson.
She looked like Janet Jackson. Like, yo. And so both of us was trying to talk to her. And when she, picked me, he just got mad, and he just started to try to air out, any flaws, in me to her. So that just lets you know that if I won 500 million and he was out of jail, look, he gonna try to swindle me. He wants some of that. He feel like I don't even deserve that money. I deserve to win.
I feel like that's messed up too, man. I feel like I'm different in that sense. I feel like any friends or family that ever come into any kind of money, I've never even asked them for anything. Like, I'm happy for you. You do you. I truly am happy for you, but I'm not asking for anything. I'm also probably too proud to ask for anything. As a proud Hispanic male, we got that machismo. Like, it's hard for us to ask, even if we need help. So I doubt I would be asking for anything. And I don't like handouts. I've never asked for money.
You give me a $10 million handout. Look, man, I'm gonna take it.
If you offer, I'm taking it. Don't get me wrong there. I'm definitely taking it. But I doubt I'm gonna approach you. Hey, man, how's about you hook me up with $10,000?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna ask. Look, man, if I know somebody I know hit for 500 million, man, look, I'm asking. Look.
How do you ask without asking though? How do you ask without directly being like, what do you do?
Oh, all right. If you want to be a weasel about it, I think you can. It depends on how much you want. So, how much you want? Do you want to weasel around $1 million, or how much?
I'm just trying to get out of debt. Like, let's say you're trying to get a 10,000, 20,000.
That's easy. That's easy. So you want to be a weasel? Only thing you gotta do is you go around whoever has the money, and you just start whining and crying about look, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. These bills is just coming up. I got rent. You just start laying on them. And then, and I think if they are anything like us, they're gonna be like, look, man, 10,000, 20,000. Look, man, I got you.
You're right. I hear it's best to give in bits too. Like, one word of advice that I took from everything I watched, because whenever I be trying to play that lottery, I only play it if it's in the triple digits.
Right, exactly.
Other than that is chump change to me. It's just I can't be playing all the time, man. It's you're paying constantly. That's $10. You're trying to play 5 games every time it happens. It's like $10 every time, right? So, anyways, I think the strat is to give them in bits. Let's go back to that. The strat is to give in bits. You don't want to give all the money all the time, right? Like you don't want to give it's like one of the things I heard is it's better to give $50,000 over the course of 10 years than $50 million all at once, because they're not going to appreciate it. If you're constantly giving money, you're constantly it looks like you're giving more than that one-time big chunk drop, you know? So I think that's how you protect yourself at all times, just you giving bits.
Yeah, and definitely protect yourself by attaching yourself to bank robbing. You know, that will protect you. I'm telling you, people are not trying to take anything when you say that you robbed the bank. You know, he's like, yo, man, I'm not trying to go to no federal penitentiary because, you know, I took a couple $100. Like, nah, man.
Damn. So, for me, because I'm Hispanic, I think they'd look at my background and be like, my excuse would have to be some kind of cartel related stuff. Yeah. But then again, I'm scared to even say that. So I think I can pass as an Italian. So I'd be like I'm working with the Italian mafia.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. You working, or you working with some black gangs or black gangbangers.
Mm.
So anything where it has to be illegal because people don't want illegal money. Like they have to be really desperate before they say and because they're going to tell on you. So that's the good thing about if you win it or if you get it legally, they're going to tell. But when the FBI go looking, it's nothing to find. So
oh yeah, you're clean. You don't got to worry about it.
So that strat only works if it's legal. If you're getting money legally. Now, if you're getting it illegally, do not tell people that you robbed the bank. Do not tell people that you're working with any gangs or mafias. Don't do it if that's what you're really doing, because they're gonna tell on you. So,
yo, Nico, what's up, man? Nico in the chat. If anybody in the chat, anyone watching live right now, because we do these live. What do you guys think? What would you do? Well, would money change you at the core, at the person, who you are now? Would it change you? And in general, does money change people? What do you think on that one?
Yeah. See, while they typing, I like checking out like those lottery winners and see who won some type of lottery in their stories. Usually like the people who fall victim. I definitely like checking out their stories.
Oh yeah. That's what we were kind of on about, right? We were on about what happens with those people. I'm trying to think of some stories. Like, you got any other stories of crazy shit that's happened?
I met Jack Whitaker. So that's the guy. He won. It was like 300 or 400 million in West Virginia, but he was already a millionaire. And so he would buy $500 worth of tickets every day. And he won, right? So his granddaughter, she OD'd. Now his granddaughter was probably, I would say, like 5 years younger than me at the time. So they were just buying cars for everybody. And, buying cars, but people get to drive them, right? So they're buying all the cars, and they just have people driving. And they're buying drugs, and they're going all up and down the Midwest buying drugs, bringing them back. And she died, and then his wife died. He got robbed in a strip club.
Ooh.
Yeah, he would just have like 80,000, 100,000 on him all the time, right? And people, and the strippers was robbing him. And like I was there, I'm talking like, look, this is happening right around the corner, right down the street.
Wow.
Yeah, and they just he was sleeping in his car because he's too drunk to drive. He just pull over on the side of the interstate. He got like $80,000 worth of cash on him.
Idiot. That is a true moron.
Yeah, man. Like, look, man. Like, and like I said, he was already a millionaire. He already had like a construction company. So it's not like, this was new to him, but now the money, because even if you're a millionaire, you can still be living check to check.
Yeah.
Like if you, whatever your insurance, whatever your payroll, so you got insurance, you got payroll, you got mortgages, plural, you have all of these other things that are going on, right? Boom, you still living check to check, but you're making, maybe $10, $20, $3 million a year. So you could still be living like that. And I think he was still living like that. And then boom, when he got that 300 million, it just freed him, to like really live the way he wanted to live. Like, he wanted,
well, if you wanted that full experience, I mean, you got it. That's the way to go if you really don't care about, want to live to the fullest.
Everybody died. Like, his granddaughter, his wife, and then eventually he died. I think he died last year. And I saw him 2 years ago before I came to the Carolinas. I saw him and he was looking bad. So he'd been lost his money and everything. But and I was helping him out a little bit. But yeah, man, it was just crazy.
So, what do you think we've learned here today? I think what is it? A wise man once said, "With great power comes great responsibility." No, not great power. With great money comes great responsibility. I think that's what we've kind of learned about this. If you don't want to lose yourself, you got to have some kind of control. If you don't want to lose the person you are,
right? You definitely need mom spaghetti. Like, look, man, like. You definitely don't want to lose yourself. You definitely. But look, man, some people want to lose themselves. Look, man, blow that 500 million, man.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what you want to do with the great money,
right? Have a great tell,
Oh yeah. Let's look at the chat since we don't got too much more on this topic here. So Salty King Player says, honestly, all I spend my money on is a house. A property from my business, and as you do, you got to buy your parents a house. Oh yeah, you definitely got to hook your parents up. All my brothers and sisters get hooked up as far as that. I just don't want people in my more extended family or friends like coming to me so that I can clear their debt, which I would maybe do. But what I've heard, I'll help you out, right? But what I've heard that happens is there was this couple somewhere in England. Nicest couple ever, and then people would come to them with like $25,000 in credit card debt, right? And they cleared it for them. But what they found out is those same people came back 5-6 months later with $30,000 in debt and wanted to run the same game. Like, nah. I've known people like that too, where all they want is a chance. They just want a chance, one shot. Anyways, and then you help them out, and they fuck it up. What else? What else we got here in the chat? Nico says, spend some money, invest a lot of it, put some in a safe bank account, and you are set. I would definitely say several bank accounts. I don't know, is it smart to keep your money all in one place, or is it better to keep it spread out?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Because you find this sometimes is that people lose money. Right, when you put money all in different places and stuff, and something happens, then it's lost. So it just depends, man. Like, I found a couple $1,000s in my closet. So telling you, man, like people, put it up at your own risk. You start.
You might lose track of it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's the risk with that. So it's safer as far as like. Nobody can swindle you all at once. You can't get hacked, in all these different places. But it's so much easier for people to take advantage and for you to lose track of it.
Yeah. No, you're right because the bank only insures, I think, up to $250,000. I want to say.
Yeah.
So so if you would just have to divide it amongst those different accounts. I guess that could work for you.
Yeah, you would have to then if that's the case. I guess you have to look. They don't tell you this. You're gonna have to look into it. They ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah. They like, hey, you're gonna have to sue them and try to get your money back. So that's what's gonna. Because I think one story that I was watching was a lady swindled a company for a few million, like maybe like 4 to 14 million, and this was in another country, I think in either Europe or Canada, and she was telling like, I can't afford to pay it back. And luckily she was beautiful, because she just got away with, they told her, all right, don't worry about paying it back, and you just do community service. So she didn't even go to jail. So she took like $4 to $14 million, and look, she just told him that she spent it all and that she can't pay it back. So
she paid that ass tax. Basically, somebody was hitting it. There ain't no way they just gonna forgive it. I don't care how beautiful you are. Somebody was passing that chick around at the around the office, at the doctor's office or something. Some heavy hitters were going in there. There ain't no way.
Look, I'll send you her Instagram. So because now that these people are out. These people are amongst us. Like, we go follow it.
But they're definitely hitting it, right? That still stands. Somebody.
Still, it looked like she still got that money because she's, her Instagram is busting.
But I thought she spent it all. Or you mean she made her own legitimate money now?
Nah. That's what she told him. She told him she spent it, but clearly, if you following her, like, yo,
damn.
She was speaking in the present. She's speaking 20 years from the time that she was in court. Like,
wait, so where did she get the money from again? Sorry, I didn't.
It was from her job. It was like some company that she worked for, and she swindled them for like I said, between 4 to 14 million. And so yeah, because a lot of times I think it's like insurance, and people are always stealing. So somehow, some way, she stole. I'll send it to you, but yeah, she stole the money. But she's out.
Mm-hmm.
She's living her best life. Like, yo, she balling.
Good for her, I guess. You know what I would do if I did win? I think I would focus more on this, on being able to. So it's really, I'm just so busy between work, family, and having the drive to do this, and just finding windows of time, pockets of time. Like this morning, I'm doing this, but as soon as I get off of here, I gotta go do some work and shit, right? I think I would focus on this. Like, I know you want to produce your movies, your music, all your little projects you've got going on. So that's what I would probably do too. I would have the time and the freedom to focus on this. Maybe be able to coordinate, more interviews with more people around the net and stuff, and stuff like that. It'd just be fun. I could turn my job, my hobby into my job,
right,
and do it more productively, like. Because even now, now, I still, like, everything I'm talking about, like, I make a checklist of stuff I want to hit on these podcasts. I put some work into it. I do some research. And that's fun. Like, all that's fun. Because it makes everything run smoother. It makes everything just feel more legit. Like, you don't just go in there blind. I like it. So, yeah. All right. So, what do you think, Pat? You think we've hit the stopping point with this one?
Oh yeah, man. We definitely bust several loads all over this subject, man.
Hell yeah! So that's what we've learned. Take away from here: we've busted loads in here, and with great money comes great responsibility. Don't matter if it's American money or pesos. All right, guys. I think that's it for the podcast for today. I'm gonna try to do these more often. It's so fun. I love doing this, especially with my buddy Pats are here, making it super fun. You guys ain't checking them out? Go check them out at the Bo Miles podcast. I'll whenever I post this on my YouTube and social media, I'll post his link right next to it. But yeah, I think we are good to go. All right, later, guys. I do appreciate all y'all watching this in the past, present, or future. I don't know how you're gonna watch it in the past, but if you if you did. That's pretty awesome. Give me that flux capacitor. Let's play ourselves out. Down, up, 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 down, down, up. Stab down, up, 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 down, up, down.
There we have it. All right. So look, money can change you, but money can enhance whatever you already are. Okay, we got some good stories, a good perspective is always a good time hanging out on the Bamcast. And I definitely want to thank everybody for checking it out. If you have any comments, if you would like to just state what you would do if you won all that money, right? You can put it up leave a comment on the Bamcast, right? Now, I already knew when I put up the line that I would get some people that's going to use that number for like spam, and they would do all types of stuff. Like, I already knew that going in, but I actually people are using the number as like a fake number. So I guess they're trying to scam other people. So they're using my number as a, it's like, look, I'm legit. So here's my number, right? So people are like, hey, is Gary there? He, we're trying to install this window, right? So it's like, man, there's no Gary here. This is a place of business. Place of business. A business. And that business. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out, right? And maybe do like get a 1-800 number or, something like that, or we'll figure it out. I mean, when you guys are really trying to reach out and to really voice your opinion, then I will start a Discord or we can just all communicate on YouTube and you put in your comments there on episodes, and then I'll just I'll get it there, right? So when we really need that work, I'm going to start a Discord. Once you guys are really like, yo, man, we really want to talk and be interactive. But until then, like I'm not gonna worry about it, right? Because people are just gonna just use it for bad. And like Bam said, with great power comes great responsibility. Reese's PCC. Money. Do money. Hey, money.